Welcome back, Pokemon Trainers. Professor Chaz here, the lab coat's on back order, and we're here with episode 38 of our Pokemon Silver playthrough. In the last episode, we did check out a few of the areas in Johto, because previous to that episode, we did make it to the Elite Four in Kanto, in the Indigo Plateau, but there's still some mysteries here in the Johto region that we want to check out before we get too far into the end of the playthrough, or at least the first part of the playthrough. So, a viewer by the name of Ice King 688, now that I'm remembering the number, keeping it in mind, they did let us know there is a number of things they could think of that we can check out in the region, and the first thing that we did, we went to the Union Cave and captured the Lapras. That was a one-time encounter, or not one time, but I think it's a once-a-week encounter. We captured that, and then we checked out the ruins of Alph in the last episode, and then we came to Slowpoke Well, went down into the basement part of it, got some items, and that's that for Slowpoke Well. Now, as it turns out, normally, what I like to do for the Wednesday episode is have a nighttime episode, because I like to record Monday for, blah 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 blah. Record morning for a Monday episode, daytime for Tuesday, and evening for Wednesday. However, trying to record last night, nothing seemed to be working for me, and the computer started to lag out. I was hearing a lot of audio glitching and stuff, and some skipping in the video, and partway into the entire recording, my computer decided now's an ideal time to do a full antivirus update. That just completely hogged all the system resources. This is all stuff you guys don't need to know about, but that's the reason why it's not a nighttime episode. It is a morning episode. I'm going to try morning for Wednesday, day for Thursday, evening for Friday. Hopefully it's going to work out this time. But it kind of worked out well that I didn't get to use last night's recording, because as it turned out, there was a lot of faltering and me messing up and going the wrong way and doing the wrong stuff. I just basically wasted a bunch of time that I now know better how to, what would you call it, time management, I guess. I know some better time management tricks for today's episode. So now that we're done with Slowpoke Well, first thing we're going to do is head up here to Violet City, because there is something I want to pick up just outside of town. I did have to do an OK Google search to find out where to go to get this particular item, as you'll see. I was mentioning I don't know where to get Rock Smash. Now, as far as I can tell, they don't explain this to you, but after you deal with the Pseudo-Woodo, if you talk to this man here, he offers you the Rock Smash TM. Did you clear that wretched tree? I'm impressed. I want you to have this. TM08 is going to teach Rock Smash. It's not an HM in this generation, which is interesting. I guess it's not required to get through the game, but it's still something that can manipulate the overworld. That happens to be Rock Smash. You can shatter rocks with just a single well-aimed smack. If any rocks are in your way, just smash them up. So what we're going to do right now, we are going to need you, blah 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 blah. We are going to need to make use of Rock Smash for the next little bit that we're going to explore in the Johto region. So we're going to head up here to Ekrutik City, first of all. And I want to drop some items in the PC, make some space, and I want to bring back a Pokemon that we're going to teach Rock Smash to. It's kind of a sad moment, because we're bringing back a previously injured Pokemon. Not that it should be sad. It's not that he's gone forever. It's just that he is resting because of an injury that he has taken. And I'll show you who I'm talking about in a moment. But let's get rid of... not get rid of, but let's put away stuff that we're not going to use until the Elite Four. Things like Max Elixirs. I can just sell the Max Revive, but just to free up space, I'm going to put it away right now. Put the X Special away. And what else? We have Max Potion, Elixir, that can all go away as well. I have Hyper Potions on hand if I need to heal up during the battles that we're doing in our explorations. I'm going to put the King's Rock away as well. We'll keep all of our healing stuff like the Poison Cure Berry and all that. And let's go ahead and switch over to Bill's PC. And are we in the injury box for the moment? No, we're going to switch over to that injury box. Now, much as I hate to do it, we're going to put Chirp away, just temporarily. Oh wait, who do we need right now? Chirp would make things faster. We're going to need Flash at some point, though, so we're going to deposit... just for the time being, let's put Fluffy away. And we're going to bring Keaton back out, our Heracross, who did fall back in Blackthorn City. In a very unfair way. If you didn't see that episode, just trust me, he didn't need to fall the way he did. Now, what's really kind of sad about this is we're going to teach him Rock Smash. The entire time I was training him, I kept saying, I want to get a stab fighting type move on this Pokemon, because he has good attack stat, all we have is counter for fighting type move. If I had known Rock Smash could be picked up from that gentleman this entire time, I don't even know. I would have had a fighting type stab right there. So Keaton's trying to learn Rock Smash. What we are going to do is get rid of counter. That is a move that we can heart scale back later on. But I think of the moveset currently, that's the most disposable. So Keaton, you're going to be our Rock Smasher for the duration of the Johto region, possibly into the future generations as well. So what we want to do is head into the Burn Tower. This is something that if I had known about Rock Smash previously, I would have wanted to do early on. And The reason is we're going to gain access to some roaming Pokemon that will be going around the entire Johto region. So if I had known about this earlier, we would have had a lot more chances to encounter them in the wild. So that being the case, once these Pokemon are set free, I don't really know if we're going to be doing any encounters with them or even capturing them. I'll see if I can do that as like a follow-up episode at some point. Who needs the level? Machamp? Yeah. Machamp is the lowest of our current trainees. But we have some trainers in here we haven't dealt with yet. Hey, I'm training secretly here. Don't embarrass me by looking. So as we take care of some of these trainers, let me just think what I can talk about. Well, I was mentioning in last night's recording, which of course was scrapped unfortunately, that I do have plans now to go to, as I've been mentioning about Pokemon Go, a nature park to see if I can capture some different kinds of Pokemon. Look how low these levels are. Look, we're over twice the level of this Charmeleon. But anyway, plans are underway for me to go tomorrow to check out a nature park and possibly add some new, I'm hoping, grass-type and bug-type Pokemon to my Pokemon Go collection. Although saying that, I started thinking about, I really don't have any, or there's not very many bug types I haven't caught yet. I burned down to white ashes. Like, I've got a lot of, well, I've got Butterfree, Beedrill, Paris, Venonat, and I guess Scyther and Pinsir I haven't even seen yet, so hopefully they might be in the nature park. I was so into my training that I fell down this hole. Wait, was he always gray? Why is he gray? What happened? Oh, I guess he burned down to white ash. Did they actually change his sprite to do that? Interesting. Another X speed, we can put that in the PC as well. But we're going to drop down this tiny little hole that I think he was referring to. And, as you'll see, oh, we got some cool looking statues. Look at these things. That's pretty nice. Where he's going, guys? Those are the roaming legendaries of the Johto region. Raikou, Entei, and Suicune. They are now set free in the wilderness. But there's still some items in here we're going to get, or at least one item, I think. And it's up this way. So if we, like I said, if we did happen to set them free earlier, we could have encountered them a lot more likely throughout the playthrough. But unfortunately, now it's going to just be random chance we happen to go into some grass somewhere. My soul's on fire! I'll show you how hot it burns! Feel free to do so. As we go for our strength attacks, I'm pretty sure one-shot everything you've got, because I've got Machamp on the team, Ned. What do you got? Coughing? You know what? I'm going to go for the Earthquake. Super effective. I don't think a self-destruct from a Coughing, even critical, would destroy Machamp at this point. We are over twice your level, but just to be safe, like in that last episode, I was still so scared as soon as Marowak took that critical self-destruct. I was just like watching the HP drop, no, 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 and then it stopped, and I was like, oh. Because you never know what's going to happen in one of these playthroughs, especially, you know, Nuzlocke style. So, once we're done with the Burn Tower, I think my next target is Dark Cave. The reason I feel kind of bad that last night's episode didn't record properly is because I was hoping for a dark nighttime episode for Dark Cave. It just makes sense, right? Of course, being in the cave, the time of day really doesn't affect the encounter rate or anything like that, so chances are nothing would have really been changed around. I just like the thought of dark at night, Dark Cave. Kind of syncs up that way. But either way, we're still going to check out the entirety of the cave, as Machamp hits level 36. 110 attack stat. That is awesome. Ned is defeated, still not hot enough. But I got some nice cash off you for that. In the past, there were these Pokemon that ran through grass at super high speed. They say that they run like the wind. If you run into one in grass, it will likely bolt. And therein lies the fun of Gen 2. The legendary Pokemon, other than things like Lugia and... I'm not going to say who else, but Lugia sits there for you to encounter it. Raikou, Entei, and Suicune are roaming around freely in the wilderness. Oh, we wouldn't even shrink for this anyway, okay. But chances are they're going to be hard to encounter, and I'm pretty sure you don't get to see them on the map until you encounter them at least once. So you need a random chance encounter to find them. Hey, it's a Magmar! Neat! And once you encounter them once, I think they then show up on your radar. Either you can check in the Pokédex their area, or the Pokénav shows you them on the map. That might be in Soul Silver and Heart Gold, though. So down goes the Magmar. I don't know why we knocked that out. We didn't need the experience. Oh well. Whenever you see Magmar, I always just think a powerful Pokemon, and I think I have to fight against it. I can't just walk away from it. So TM20. What is that one going to teach us? Endure. Now, you know what? In my current playthrough of Heart Gold. I said Heart Gold at the moment. Anyway, in my current playthrough of Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, I do have a Pokemon on the team that knows Endure, or not on the team, but in the collection, and it's a move that he can't relearn, so it's a move he's going to keep. I know who I'm going to teach Endure to, but I'm not going to do it just yet. As you can see, pretty much every Pokemon can learn that. So I'm going to hang on to the Endure for the time being. It might be wise to teach it now just in case we need it, but I'm going to hold off on that. So we are done in Burn Tower. My next order of business, we're going to fly over to Blackthorn City. You can access Dark Cave from Cherry Grove, but you're limited in how far you can go in, because Blackthorn City, you have to like sort of jump down from ledges in Dark Cave. So the higher up you can start at, the better off you'll be. You'll find more items, and we're going to need Flash. So I think we're going to go down to a team of just 2 active Pokemon, because I'm going to probably put Stinger away. It's also going to be in the injury box. I don't like putting Pokemon in there, but it is temporary. He's just going to, it's like visiting. He's in the hospital, he's visiting the injured Pokemon, see how they're doing, check up on them. Stinger, you can see how the gang is faring with their injuries as we take back the brain. We did teach him Flash to go through the Whirl Islands. Unfortunately, his time in the Whirl Islands was kind of cut a little bit short. Thanks, Lugia. But it is alright. He will recover in time for Sapphire. Now, I'm not sure if I'll be using him, of course, because he is at a pretty decent level, and I've got other Pokemon currently at lower levels that will be coming back before he does. But let's go ahead and use his Flash attack and light this place up. And Machamp, Marowak are in the lead. Sure, okay, good enough. So we have our physically offensive and physically defensive Pokemon in the team. Now, I did go through this area last night. I want to make sure I can remember the quickest way to get through this. If I go up and around, you get some items, but I think I missed out on something. Well, I can get... Okay, I think I know what I'm doing. There's a ledge that if I jump down, I'm going to miss an item, so I'm going to be careful of that. Why did I switch to Pokemon? I want to run away. No, I want to just casually stroll away from this Magikarp. If you can't give me Magikarp candy, you're not really worth that much to me. I'm going to find another Magikarp, perhaps. I'm still waiting for a random shiny encounter. That'd be something. What if one of the roaming legendaries is shiny? I do have that Master Ball from Professor Elm, but, as I like to say, I don't like to use anything but regular Pokeballs. But this is something I've never known. Pardon me. If a roaming legendary is shiny when you encounter it, will it be shiny if you encounter it again? Or does it re-randomize the stats, or the IVs? I don't think that it would, simply because if you lower the Pokemon's HP to 1, for example, if it does re-randomize the IVs, there's a chance it'll re-randomize to lower HP, and therefore it would be knocked out. So I think probably, once you encounter them once, the IVs that they're given are set. I don't know that much about the coding of Pokemon games, but to me that's something that would make sense. So we're gonna just stroll away from this Zubat, as we talk to this gentleman here. Whoa, you startled me there! I had my black glasses on, so I didn't notice you at all. My question is, if you're in a pitch-black cave that you need Flash to light up, why are you wearing black glasses? Or wait, maybe he put them on in response to the Flash. What am I doing here? Hey, don't you worry about it. I'll give you a pair of black glasses, so forget you saw me, okay? Black glasses is a hold item that does power up Dark-type moves, of course. Black glasses ups the power of Dark-type moves. I just said that. Alright, so we have this. Now, if I jump down this ledge below, that locks us off from an item. So, in a way, it's kind of a mixed blessing where I couldn't get the recording properly done last night, because by doing so, I now know proper ways to get through here. Should I just go for experience off these things? Probably not. If we were within like 5 to 10 levels, I might do that, but otherwise it's just kind of a waste of time to knock these things out. So as I continue exploring through randomness here, I will say that back when I got my new phone to play Pokemon Go, I had to re-download my apps. So, oh, there's an item over there. Wait. Can I get off here and get the ladder or stairs? Yes. So, I just recently got back into using Miitomo. And, okay, before I talk about Miitomo, let's talk about Wobbuffet. Wobbuffet is a Pokemon that many people say can end your Nuzlocke. Because of the counter, the mirror coat, it can bounce back double damage for whatever move you hit it with, physical or special, and you're not going to know what move it's going to go for until after it uses it. At that point, you're probably going to lose a Pokemon. There are so many ways to deal with Wobbuffet. For example, I'm not going to fight it, just so you know. But I could go for the Leer attack 6 times, lower its defense to as low as I can get it, and then go for a one-hit KO with one of my moves. That's one option. Another option, you can go for Toxic, go for Will-O-Wisp for a burn, something like that. I will say, it's going to be interesting to see how we deal with Wobbuffet in future generations when abilities come into play. Because of course, I imagine the Shadow Tag ability will make Wobbuffet a lot harder to deal with, because we can't run away from it. However, in Gen 2, you can easily run away from Wobbuffet. Now, I think the Pokedex entry says something about it likes to hide its black tail, doesn't want people to see it. Revive! We don't even really need that, but I could sell it, I guess. And it makes sense that Wobbuffet would be in Dark Cave, because hiding its black tail in the darkness, that stands to reason to be a pretty good, you know, plan of action for that. So we have another encounter here to find our item that we would have missed otherwise. I kind of want to see a shiny Wobbuffet. I'm pretty sure they're purple, and that's my favorite color. But we're just going to go ahead and pick up the item and then head to the next part of Dark Cave. TM13. That used to be Ice Beam, but what is it here? Oh wait, I remember what it is from last time that I played this. It is Snore. So I got 2 Snore TMs. And as I said previously, I could teach it to Bullwinkle because it is Stab, plus it works well with the Headbutt attack we're going to give back to him. Both Headbutt and Snore are physical type, they are Stab, and they can cause a flinch, plus Bullwinkle has Rest. So I might do that at some point. Another random Magikarp appears. We're now in the early part of Dark Cave, in which the levels of the Pokemon are going to be so much lower. As you will see, when we encounter one, of course, but we're going to break through this rock here, and... Okay, random encounter. First time we're seeing this. When you break rocks, you might find Pokemon. Hey, there's a Krabby hiding in that rock. That's pretty cool. Level 15. Now, you can access this part of Dark Cave earlier in the game, just before you hit Violet City, which is kind of good, because you can find Geodude in here. And if you need something super effective against the Flying-type Gym Leader, then Geodude is a good way to go. But you could also capture a Bellsprout in Sprout Tower and trade it for somebody's Onix, I believe. And either way, you have a good chance to get some super effective damage off on the Flying-type Gym Leader. But we already took care of that, fortunately. The levels were... I remember back when I first did that gym battle, the levels were way lower than I was expecting they would be. Boy, did the Gym Leader difficulty increase over time, huh? Especially by Goldenrod City. Why are you attacking me right now? There's an item sitting there just waiting. Get out of here, Geodude. And I don't think you can find Wobbuffet in this part of the cave. But anyway, I was saying about Miitomo. I downloaded it to my new phone, and I basically just needed to reset the password. And finally got around to doing that. Of course, as soon as I got the new phone, Pokemon Go was my top priority. I think the item is down here. There it is, yes. And I now have Miitomo, so on occasion I'll probably be posting up some funny things, like my funny answers on Twitter. So feel free to follow me on there if you want to see some goofy answers to things. I like to have fun with it. Sometimes I answer the questions seriously, other times it's like, you know what silly answer can I give for this? I like to have fun with it. So I think that pretty much covers all of Dark Cave. There's only one other section, but I don't think there's any items. We're going to give this one more go-through, however, just to be sure that we didn't miss anything. Let's pick up some berries while we're here in the bright sunlight. Get a basic berry, and I think we have a Purrs Cure Berry beneath us. I was right. Purrs Cure Berry. Cure all my Purses. So let's head back up to Blackthorn. I still have Chirp, don't I? Oops. Let's see. Let's open my menu, get my Pidgeot, and fly back up to Blackthorn. Because, yeah, there's only one other section once we get through the main part of Dark Cave. And that should be about it. Alright, let's head back on in. Flash once again. Hop off the bike. Come on, brain. Light up the cave. There's really not too much to mention left. I'm only going to go for a little bit longer. Well, I still got like about 7 minutes, but by the time we get through Dark Cave and head back to the next area we want to go to, I'll have time to explore a little bit. The next place we are going to check out, the final place I believe, is going to be Mount Mortar. And there are 2 main sections to that, I believe, if I'm recalling correctly. Ooh, Wild Golbat. Would you be worth the experience? No, because you might wing attack if I don't one-shot knock you out, so let's just leave. But Mount Mortar is, I'm pretty sure, the last thing I want to check out in Johto, which means by Friday, I should be ready to do a grinding montage to prepare for the Elite Four. I'm hoping that the levels are going to be decent. In fact, I'm going to have to go back to Blackthorn City again during the grinding, I'm sure, and swap out some moves from the HMs that we've taught. I taught Machamp and Bullwinkle both Strength, just because I needed them at the time, but we don't need them both with Strength. I might leave it on Machamp simply for some more type diversity. There is an item. I thought there might have been. But as for Bullwinkle, I do want to replace Strength with Headbutt once again. And I don't know if I mentioned it, but I got the Rock Smash TM from that gentleman. Once you do get that, it is purchasable back in Goldenrod City as well. Alright, so, and like I say, it's kind of cool. It's not an HM in this. Potion. We don't need a potion. We're beyond the need for potions at this point. But we could Rock Smash our way down there. In fact, I could I work my way around in here? I don't even know. Anyway, Dark Cave is completed. We're going to head on up to Mount Mortar. Going to land in Ecruteak City. And at that point, I probably don't even need Chirp anymore, but I'm going to keep him on the team just for the sake of being able to get back from Mount Mortar quickly to Blackthorn City, or wherever we're going to go. Also, I didn't mention it yet, but I was saying how our friendly viewer by the name of Ice King 688 was letting us know all these different places that we can go to. Remember back when I was doing all this run around to try to get from the Pokemon League back here to the Johto region, I had to go back up and get Surf, had to come all the way back down and all this stuff. As it turns out, I didn't know this, there's a man in the Pokemon League with an Abra who will teleport you back to New Bark Town. So in the future, I might make use of that, but I had no idea that that guy was even here, and if I had known that, oh, we'd be so much farther ahead in the playthrough at this point. Not really that too much farther, I suppose, but we would at least be a little bit further ahead. But let's go ahead and surf over to this section of Mount Mortar. And I think is there a waterfall that we can go up in this part? Or it might be in the other section. But either way, let's see finally we can take a look at what is here in Dark Cave. We've been in here a couple times, we fumbled our way through in the darkness at one point, but now we can see what we're working with. So we can surf. Do I want to go ladder or do I want to surf? I think I want to surf first. I'm pretty sure there's a waterfall we can go up, and we still have Gary, of course, so levels are not really anything to gain experience off of at this point. Now, first I want to check the side, see if there's any ledges with items. No, there's the waterfall so we walked in behind that the first time we came through here. In fact, I think we're going into the deeper part by going up that waterfall. But we might as well. We can just save it up partway through, of course. Is there anything over to the right here? I think it just is blocked off. Yep, alright, so let's just head up this waterfall. Come on, Gary, do your stuff. Now, waterfall is probably an HM that I'm going to keep on Gary, because in the future we're going to have Surf for Shelbert, and if we need waterfall, Gary will be the guy to go with, because in later generations, of course, it does become a physical type move, which is very good for Gyarados with the whole stab bonus and all that. How do we get to you, Mr. Item? Up a ladder, apparently. So this does connect to a cave. Yeah, we're going deeper into Mount Mortar than I was remembering us getting to. Ooh, Wild Sea King. What is your level? 20? Still not really worth the PP. I want to save the power points in case we encounter some trainers in here. But I think that's all for here. I'm going to go into the cave. And this is going to be a bit of a maze, isn't it? A nice trick to going through mazes is always take the right turn if you can. I'm doing the exact opposite, going for the left turns, of course. Hidden items, perhaps? No, but why would this section be here? Probably just to confuse people like myself. Now, what is your level going to be at? Because we needed Waterfall to get here. I thought you'd be comparable. But you can self-destruct. We're not going to risk that. We're going to walk away. But if we see Geodude, we can try Vital Throw, of course. Alright, so let's surf up to here and see what items and trainers we might happen to find. Well, I guess we can't go any higher up here, but we do pick up a rare candy, which I can sell for some cash. The leveling up usually comes from training as far as I'm concerned. Rare candy is good for money to buy some healing items. Hey, Machop! Hey, do you want to see what you grow into, buddy? Say hi to Machamp. But again, not really worth the experience. You know what, I should probably just... If I had a Repel, I'd use it. And Stinger... Is he on the team? I think I put him away. Because he had the Smoke Ball. Yeah, not that we're not really in trouble of not being able to escape from these things, but... It'd be nice to have Smoke Ball just to make sure we have Surefire Getaway. So how do we get up here? There's a ledge that we can't jump up there. Must have to work our way to the right. Like I said, whenever you're going into a maze, stick to the right, and that's a pretty good way to get through whatever maze people construct. I don't know where I heard that, but I remember hearing that at one point when I was growing up. So we're gonna stick, as I say, to the right. We're gonna ignore the water above us. And I am still hearing audio skipping, so hopefully the video quality is decent enough for this episode. There's not much I can do. I really don't know why it's doing this. I was thinking maybe it's the setup of having my audio recording separately in addition to the video, but no, even without the audio recording separately, it was still doing this weird kind of a glitchy thing, so... Hey, Macho! Level 32. So this could be a place we could do some grinding at some point. You know what? Since we can get to 5 levels above you, to get to 37, let's just go for a Vital Throw, and if that doesn't take you down, a Strength Attack should finish you up. Now, the only reason we went last is because Vital Throw is a move that never misses, at the expense of you have to go later in the turn. Now, as you see, we outspeed with the Strength Attack, drop the Machop before it can make use of that Focus Energy, which doesn't even do anything, I find. They say it increases the critical hit ratio. I've rarely, if ever, seen that happen. In fact, I shouldn't say rarely seen it happen. I don't think I've ever really seen it happen. So, are there any items we can pick up? I might want to try to go to the very top and work my way down, because there are a lot of ledges that you can jump down. For example, right up there. We encounter a Goldeen that is simply going to be walked away from. There's not too much to mention here other than the fact that I'm going to try to record the Pokemon TCG episode today as well. I have an idea for a deck in mind for this week, but I don't know if the audio is going to be skipping or not. Hopefully it's not going to be bad, but as I said, I really can't control that. Hopefully it's just something that my computer is going through for the time being, and it'll be cleared up before too long. So a wild Geodude, let's just say farewell to you. And how far can we get into this place before calling it a day? Only a few minutes left to go. Let's see if we can get all the way to the back wall. Not that way, we can't. And did we just go the wrong way? No, we can surf over here now. Okay. This is a really cool maze. It's like, now it's the kind of maze that you might want to have say a walkthrough or playthrough and map it out and see exactly what route to take. Otherwise, without that, you're going through it trial and error style, trying to see how many times it takes to get through and get all the items. I wonder if they would have it set up that you can't get all the items on your first attempt anyway. Get an escape rope. We can use that, of course, if we need to get out of here. But I might even just toss it if my items get filled up. So surfing up and to the left should take us to the last section of the wall. I think we're at the back wall right now. And let's get rid of this Geodude. And by get rid of, I mean run away from. Although that might have been a decent experience as well. Anyways, it is too late. Let's go ahead and surf our way over here. And I'm getting back into the habit of only saying what's on screen, which is, I'm sure, boring. But outside of this exploration, I'm kind of focused on trying to make sure where I'm going, so it stands to reason that that's what I'm talking about. So once we get to the back corner, I think we'll call it a day, and then finish up with Mount Mortar in the next episode. Alright, now here's the question. I see there's a ladder to get to that item. We're going to end it off at that item. My only question is, what side do I jump down to get the item? Because I'm sure they're going to have a ledge blocking either side, which is going to be a real kick in the butt to any player. No, wait, it's just water. Alright. So we got 2 items to get now. I'm going to grab this one on the upper ledge, go down here and get this one on the ground, and that's going to end off the episode. So we find a Dragon Scale. It is not the Dragon Fang item that boosts the power of Dragon-type moves, but this is an item necessary for evolution, and who all can use that? I know Seadra can evolve into Kingdra with a Dragon Scale. That might actually be the only Pokemon. Nothing else comes to mind. So let's see what our final item is. We don't need to switch a Pokemon, we need to walk away. Last item for the day is going to turn out to be an Elixir! Yes! Oh, but my bag is full. So as I said, I can just toss away the escape rope, which I'm not going to be making use of. There it is. Escape rope, and if I really need to, I can toss away the rare candy, but I like to sell that. It's pretty decent money. Let's grab this elixir. We can, of course, deposit that in the PC. Did I not throw that escape rope away? Hang on. Toss. 1. Yes. Thank you. Alright, there we go. Let's grab that elixir. And then we're going to save up the game. And as I say, call it a day. I might record the next episode later today, or what I like doing is, I used to do like recordings, like several videos per day. For example, on a Sunday, record 3 episodes. That way I have episodes staggered throughout the week to upload. But I kind of like doing 1 episode per day, because that way I get more feedback from you guys, and I can be more interactive with you. If you leave a comment, I can respond to it in the next episode, in addition to just like typing the comment out in response as well. But I don't know, we'll see. I might record the other episode today. If not, I'll do it tomorrow before going on my Nature Park adventure for Pokemon Go. So that's going to end off the episode, I should say. If you like the playthrough thus far, feel free to leave a comment below and let me know what you like thus far of the adventure we've been having in Johto, and anything you're looking forward to in the future of Johto, plus Kanto, because I will do the post-game for that. And feel free to share the playthrough that's linked in the description with a friend of yours that might like to see a classic playthrough of an earlier Pokemon game before Sun and Moon come out in November of this year. With all that, I'm going to sign off. I'm going to say thank you for checking out today's episode, and Professor Chaz saying, I'll catch you next time.